Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we have a new review on a foundation. This is the Benefit Hello Happy. This is what it looks like. It's absolutely adorable. It has a plastic bottle and a cute little face in the back, and it's just a really nice handy little foundation. Now the one thing I do want to mention is when I received it, I guess because it was in the mail and it was being jiggled and jangled and whatever, when you open it up it does kind of explode a little bit, and also when you shake it up you will find that it starts oozing up, so just to let you know. Okay, so they do have a 12 different shades of this little beauty. I actually ended up with the 4 because on the website there's 3 arms, light, medium, and dark. This was actually on the medium arm and it looked a little bit darker than what it actually appears to be in person, as you could see. So this is definitely the wrong color. I did go to the store and swatched it, and I am a number 6, just to let you know. Now this is a blurring foundation. It's SPF 15. It is a light to medium coverage, and it also has a natural matte finish. So I'm like that because I'm like, I don't know about that. Okay, so it does kind of recommend that you use it with a professional, and it does make a huge difference. I really don't find that it's a blurring unless I use this, then there's a huge difference. I also like to use it with my Cover FX, and this is my blurring primer, so I do love it with both of these. When I do use it with a different moisturizer or something like that, it tends to make it a little bit oilier, but we'll get more into that later. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply it with a beauty blender on one side, and this is my Beauty Bakery. These are super cute. They come in this like little 8 carton, and there's 6 of them for $18, so that's actually a really nice find, and they're really big and smushy, and they're not hard, and they're easy to use, so I really like these. The other side, I'm going to go ahead and use my brush. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It is a buildable foundation. I'm not going to build it up too much because it's 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. And it's super pale for me. It's like totally the wrong color. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it with the Beauty Blender first. I feel like when you use it with the Beauty Blender, it does kind of soak up some of the product. So I really am not a fan of using this foundation with the Beauty Blender, and you can see that it's super light, but I will fix it. I didn't want to go ahead and buy my color just because I don't feel like I need to. I ordered this one and it's a whole hassle to return, to, you know, send it back, and I just didn't want to buy another one. I mean, it's really nice, light, and airy. If you're one of those that does not like a lot of foundation, you would probably really like it because it's very comfortable and very breathable. And the more you apply, you still don't feel like that heaviness on your face. So I do like that about it. So as you can see, this is what a Beauty Blender. It's just nice and light. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more because it doesn't really cover a lot. I have to kind of let this marinate. I like to apply it with my finger, let it marinate for a second. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side with the brush. Of course, it does get streaky when you're applying it, so I kind of have to staple it on so it doesn't have that streakiness to it. Now, I have really oily skin, but I'm kind of dry underneath my eyes. So the nice thing about this is that I don't have to worry about, you know, adding all this stuff to hydrate underneath my eyes, because it does keep it really nice and moist. But I do have oily skin, so I don't feel like the foundation is like keeping me naturally matte. I mean, when I'm applying it at first, it's like a nice natural matte. Like you still have a little bit of dewiness to your skin, but as the day goes by, I have like a hair. I always have a hair. As the day goes by, my face is like, oh God, I have hair. My face looks like I rubbed fried chicken all over it. It is incredibly oily, and I've been testing it out for several days, and it does the same thing every day. So when I use my other foundations, like my Dior and my NARS and stuff like, I don't get so oily, but with this one, it just brings out my oiliness, I guess, because the only one that this has happened with. So that's the other thing about it. So if you're super oily, I don't know if this is gonna be a fan, or you're gonna be a fan of this foundation. Now, another thing is when I was wearing my sunglasses, I took them off and I had a bunch of foundation just kind of gathered right here. Now I don't feel like it faded too much. It faded in like little areas where I'm like ridiculously oily, which is like a little bit on my forehead right here, but on my cheeks and stuff like that, it kind of stayed on. So I really didn't have that much problems. When the second time around, when I used it and I powdered it down, I set it kind of helped a little, but I was still really oily later in the day. So I feel like if you have dry skin, you're probably gonna really like this. If you have oily skin, not so much. I mean, I don't hate it, but it's definitely not one of those foundations that I'm going to keep, you know, reaching for. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my Soleil de Chanel because it is really pale. And I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of like buff that in a little bit just to kind of warm it up a little bit. And this is what it looks like, my Chanel little bronzer here. It is a cream. It's really nice and light, easy to use. It's a little bit on the pricier side, but you do get a ton of product. And the one thing, even though this is a 4, I'll be able to use it later, like in the winter when I'm a little bit paler. It's still gonna be the wrong color for me. But you know, when I put a little bit of bronzer, it kind of like fixes it. Oh, another thing, I almost forgot that even though this is the wrong color and I'm a little pale right now, later in the day, it kind of settled into my skin nicely. Like, I don't know if it oxidized. If it oxidized, it didn't oxidize to some crazy orange color on me anyway. This is my experience with this foundation. But it did kind of change the color a little bit, and then I wasn't like crazy pale. So that's another thing that I noticed about it. Pale in the morning, and then later in the day, not so much, just really oily. Okay, so just a reminder again, when you do order it, just make sure that you're looking, I mean, I would try to buy it at the store because the swatches on the, you know, on the website are a little off. I think I already mentioned that, but I forgot. I can't remember. All right. So this is what it looks like. It's just a really like comfortable foundation. You don't feel like you're wearing it at all. It does cover a little bit of redness. Like I was a little red the other day right here, and it did cover that up. It is buildable, but it's gonna fade if you have oily skin a little bit, not much. Anyway, that's my quick review on this one. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up, please subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.